Rent in Toledo, it has jumped about 41% since 2020. That is all according to a report from Reichle Klein Group. Megan Hartnett, she joins us in studio. So Megan, this increase is a cause for concern for some people in our area.
Jeff, Toledo is one of the top cities in the state experiencing poverty, according to Cherry Street Mission. Big jumps in rent can quickly become unaffordable for people in the area, especially when they aren't seeing the same increases in income.
Rent is up in Toledo. A mid-year report from the Reichle Klein Group shows the average rent in Toledo now sits at about $1,055 a month. That's up more than $300 from what renters were paying back in 2020, when the average was closer to $750.
You might see our rents overall tend to be lower, perhaps in some other areas, but the income that people have is also lower. So consider that quickly increasing price is particularly harming a lot of the population in the Toledo area.
George Thomas, the CEO of the Fair Housing Center, says close to 50% of Toledo residents are renters. Thomas says rising costs can push people into poor housing conditions or keep them from finding new places to live.
Is deteriorated because there's really nowhere else for you to go, especially if you have an eviction record or maybe some criminal history.
It's not just rent that's increasing. Groceries and other essentials have gone up in price too. That's especially tough for older adults living on a fixed income. Ann Ebert, CEO of Cherry Street Mission, says the elderly is the fastest growing demographic for people experiencing homelessness.
Your Social Security check has not kept up with that kind of rent increase. And so elderly folks simply become evicted because they can't afford their rent and their meds and their food.
Ebert says there could be a correlation between rent increases and the number of homeless people in Toledo.
In 2020, that number was right around 600 individuals in Toledo. In 2024, which is the last count that we have, that number had risen to 1,200 people.
Both Ebert and Thomas say the best solution is more affordable housing.
Affordable housing definition is not low-income housing. It's you're spending less than 30% of your income on your rent.
Cherry Street Mission says even when people are leaving the shelter, they're running into new barriers as higher rents make it harder to re-enter the community. Reporting in studio, Megan Hartnett, WTOL 11.